what did you take out of this one from compared to your first one? It looked like, high pitch count again, a lot of foul balls against you, but I think maybe you showed yourself that your weapons will play at this level. You were able to pitch yourself out of some stuff.
Yeah, I think I did a good job of competing a little bit better this time than last, and just throwing things with a little bit more intent and more focus.
You used all your pitches fairly well too. Were you pleased with your mix today compared to the first game?
Yeah. I left some change-ups up, and I spiked some sliders I didn't want to spike, but I felt like I did a good job mixing it up.
How frustrating is it when they keep fouling balls off and extending those at-bats, 8, 9 at-bats?
Yeah, it's just part of baseball, and, hats off to them for doing it, fouling off good pitches, tough pitches to hit, and battling, and that's part of the game.
Thanks, Tarik.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Over next to Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Hey, Tarik. I was wondering how much you took from Matthew Boyd's outing against the same team last night and adopted it into your game plan.
Yeah, I watched how he competed yesterday, and we are a little fairly similar in how we attack guys, and I watched his changeup a lot play, and he threw a lot of them, a lot of good ones yesterday. And that's something I took away from him was, hey, if I can execute this pitch, I might have some success. So, I watched what he did and, applied it to my game.
I think 7 swings and misses off the fastball. It might even been more than that by the end. But encouraging sign, obviously. Did it feel like a better pitch, or did you feel like you set it up better at times?
I just feel like I threw it with more conviction and a little bit more aggressive. I didn't try to guide it as much, and that's something that I may have fallen into my last start. So I just kind of felt that it had a little bit more life on it because I was more aggressive with it.
Did you work on the curveball at all between starts? It looked like you mixed in a few of those. They might have shown up as sliders maybe on the game data, but did you send a few more of those than you did last time out?
Probably numerically the same amount, honestly. I maybe threw 4 or 5 of them, I think. I think that was it, though. I think that was the same as that I threw last time.
What was that third inning battle with Ramirez like for you? It looked like you threw everything but the kitchen sink at him before again.
Yeah, I couldn't get him to put it in play. And when he did, he hit it really, really hard. I made some really good pitches that counts, that sequence, and I threw everything I had at him, and he kept fouling it off. So, that's just part of the game.
I know it doesn't count as a win in your record, but what's the feeling to pitch in a major league game towards a team win like that?
Yeah, it feels good. I came out with 2 runners on base, and Dino Norris picked me up big time. That's big time. And then he went on to deal for the next, 4 innings, 5 innings, however many he threw, and then picked it up all the way through the end of the game, and we hit the ball, and, we won. And that's the goal.
Thanks, Tarik.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Our next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Tarik, you might have answered this before, talked about this in the past, but the range of your fastball velocity, what goes into your approach there with that, and when you pick and choose, how to use that pitch in certain ways?
I don't know what the range was today, but yeah, sometimes I try to throw a little bit harder if I want to get in on a guy, or if I'm trying to go away or something and I want to get a little bit more on it to get it there. I kind of just reach back and do it. It's kind of just the situation or what I'm feeling like.
For sure, and then generally speaking, but maybe this plays into today, what's kind of been the biggest learning curve coming to the big leagues for you so far now that you've got a chance to start in 2 games? Is it kind of the fact that, hitters can foul off, some of those fastballs and maybe in the minors they weren't able to, or is there something else that's been a learning curve, or maybe more things than one? Yeah,
there has been a lot of foul balls on some good pitches and then, any mistake I feel like I get, they hit it or, they hit it hard somewhere. But for me, it's just about I need to be consistent with every pitch and, throw every pitch for strikes and then be able to locate out of the zone when I need to locate out of the zone.
Hey, Daniel, that's good work today. Are you Are you starting to enjoy this relief role a little bit more? You've given 11 really strong innings so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying when we win. So today was really good, and just as far as getting the W, and yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to pitch. So, yeah.
Just to win this series, to snap the losing streak against this team, how good does it feel in that clubhouse right now and that flight home?
Yeah, I know that was huge. We obviously knew about the whole streak thing, so to break that on Friday, and then also take the series today was huge, and we're all pretty stoked for sure.
Are you pitching with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder just because you one start and you're coming back from the COVID and throwing in the bullpen? Is that kind of motivating you in that way?
No, I wouldn't say so. I've obviously I'd love to start. I love starting, but I wouldn't say that's like a driving force. The driving force is just getting people out, and I'm pretty just psyched on what I've been working on with Andy. So like, if there's it's a chip just to like show him the hard work's paying off, I guess, and the mechanics and stuff. But no, I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, I just want to win ball games. But yeah, it's not a problem.
Could you sense a lift for your team when you got out of that inning in 3 pitches? Did you feel like could you kind of sense some energy build off of that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely that was good. I mean, I was just happy to strand those runners for Skubal. He threw really well today. So I know that all too well as a starter. You come out, it's the worst feeling in the world coming out with guys on base because you want to finish your job. Not that he didn't. I think he did a really good job, but so I was pretty amped up to keep those guys at bay for him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, hey Daniel. I'm sure you're ready to pitch in this game regardless, but is it an adjustment, or have you had to adjust to warming up maybe a little quicker than you used to in case of situations like the one that you entered into today? And when you enter with runners on base, how do you manage the adrenaline? How do you use that to your advantage? Yeah,
I mean, it is different just because when I start, I obviously long toss and go through kind of a whole stretching routine and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it is different, but it's also, I think it's not as much of a problem as I thought it might be. You just kind of get the ball and start ripping, and for some reason, I guess I get loose pretty quick and ready to go whenever they need me.
Do you think that's at all a product of the workout routine you've done the last few off seasons?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I work hard, and that's something that I take solace in. I want to be prepared for every day to be able to handle whatever comes my way. So the hard work that goes on every day, when it's time to pitch, that's the fun part. So that kind of eliminates any worry or anything that goes with performing well. When you work hard, at some point in some way, shape, or form, good things will happen. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really put my body in a good position to, number one, stay healthy, but also it's helping my mind to just relax and have fun playing baseball.
Watching last night's game, did you see the way their hitters reacted to Boyd's changeup, and did you think that could be a strength for you coming into this one, given your off-speed pitch? And is the changeup something you've been working on in the last couple of weeks? Because it seemed like there was quite a bit of action on it today.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think my stuff and my changeup was better in Chicago, but I definitely was paying close attention to last night, the way Boyd was using his changeup. I mean, we obviously have different changeups. He really pulls a string on his. Mine is kind of like a power changeup. I throw it hard with conviction, trying to sell it with arm speed. But seeing the way that they reacted to his last night, definitely had that in the back of my mind. But either way, I mean, it was cool watching him because his slider's kind of his bread and butter, but it just shows how complete of a pitcher he is to be able to change the mold a little bit last night and really just show, he has more pitches in his arsenal.
When you got a piece of that ball from Reyes in that third inning, were you afraid maybe he deflected it into the outfield?
I was just mad I didn't catch it. Should have had it.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, no problem.
Jason, next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Daniel, just to touch back, and you might have covered some of this here, but I just kind of want to. I'm intrigued by the fact that you're going to get a lot of reps this season. No matter how you look at it, with the pitch limits that some of these guys have that are starting. So I think, like, for you, what does that mean, and how might that help your long-term progression? I mean, is there like a way that you're looking at it in a different light from like a long-term standpoint?
I understand the question, and it's a good one. But to be honest with you, I kind of just put it out of my mind. I'm not thinking long term right now. I'm thinking about every single day. I'm already looking forward to my workout tomorrow. I'm not worried about. I'm not letting my mind get to that. I just want to focus on winning ball games, and just putting myself in a good position to get people out. So whether that's doing my workouts or working on the mound with Andy, that's my main concern. It's kind of, for me, it would hinder a lot of progression if you think long term in a sense of starting or bullpen. It's not something I'm really paying much mind to right now.
It's the best part of the game, really. Our offense came alive too after that. You get a pitcher out there that's banging it in there quick and. Working quick, that's when everything relaxes a little bit on the offensive side, and, he gave us a great opportunity. A big pick 'em up by Danny.
He's another guy that probably wasn't thrilled to be going back into the bullpen, but he understood it. How are you appreciative of the way he's responded to that, going back to the bullpen?
Well, he just wants to pitch. We all know he wants to start. Alexander wants to start. My son wants to start. But we can't start them all. We got lots of starters, and sometimes these roles end up helping them. They get ready, they get looser quicker out in the manner. They learn to do something different, and then, in the future, maybe they'll get a chance to be a starter, and this is going to help them. Being able to come in bigger situations and getting big outs, that'll help them down the road.
Did Nico Goodrum say hi to you today, or is he still mad at you?
No, he gave me knuckles at the end, but he's still mad at me.
Whatever happened, it worked. He looked like he was swinging it a lot better today.
Yeah, he did. He was swinging good today. A player's never going to admit that they might need a little bit of a break. Like Shoop today finally said, I think I probably would take a day today. So they don't normally do that. That's just their makeup, and you have to just do it yourself. So that's where I get a lot of bad looks. But you know what? If it's going to help the guy, which I think it did, he would look better today, then we'll keep doing it.
Thank you, Ron.
Mm-hmm. Chris, the next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, hey, Gardy. Wondering what you saw from Skubal today compared to Tuesday, and when you took him out in the third inning, was that partly for pitch count as well as the situation?
Oh, it was definitely pitch count. There's no doubt about it. He was going to either try to get the 4 innings if he's in the right pitch count, and that's a lot of pitches. What he threw, we're not going to mess with that. I think the most he had thrown before he got here was like 40 something. So we jumped him up to 65, somewhere in there, almost 70 today. But like I said, not very many innings. So he'll get better as he goes along. He's still trying to find his way up here, and how to get these guys out.
He got a lot of swings and misses off the fastball today. What did you see from him? And do you think that was partly because of the mix of pitches he used today?
Sure. His fastball's good. He's got a really good fastball. He's got some jump onto it, some life to it at the end. And, he's just trying to find himself, get comfortable with this situation, and then everything will go smoothly for him. This guy's got great stuff.
How surprised, or are you surprised by the way Norris has reacted? I think twice now, coming into a situation with a runner in scoring position, and being able to kind of channel that adrenaline to put it to good work.
Well, he just wants to pitch. You got to remember, this guy went through an awful lot while we were doing spring training. He didn't get much time, and he's still trying to get it all figured out. But there's been a couple times he's come out of there like lightning and really thrown the ball well. And his mechanics look clean right now, and if he can keep doing that, we've got a really good piece out there in the bullpen for right now. And if something happens to another starter, he'd be available for that because he's stretched out pretty good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, the next question comes from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey Ron, going back to Skubal, I know he had that lengthy at bat against Ramirez, and you guys decided to let him go against Lindor. Was that a conversation that you guys had? I know the pitch count was obviously a problem and a worry, probably throughout that whole third inning. So what was the reason to kind of give him another at bat there against Lindor? Was that kind of just a test to see where he's at, or was there not even a conversation with that?
And there's no conversation whatsoever. We were just talking about, if he throws too many more pitches, I got to go get him. That's basically it. But he was fine until I went and got him.